So my Pixel 6 Pro finally got an update. A few of the issues I was dealing with personally are like 5G connectivity. I was having bugs with the picture-in-picture mode, especially with Google Maps, the supremely inconsistent fingerprint sensor, and the device just randomly overheating. I mean, all the time. If you want to watch my other video where I talked about a few of the things I like and dislike about this phone, I'll have it linked down below. But as far as this update and what it's fixed, so far, none of the things that it needed to fix, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I just want to preface this video by saying none of these things are really deal breakers for me, but they may be for you, and that's kind of why I wanted to make the video. But just to get started, I want to talk about the 5G connectivity. So previously, before the update, when I was having issues with 5G, I would pretty much just get an exclamation point up top next to the bars that are in the 5G, the little bars that show how much signal you have. I would get like an exclamation point and it would basically just stop working. Now, it would take a second and then eventually switch to LTE, and that seemed to fix the issue, but it was like a really abnormal amount of time to just be without internet when you pay for internet, basically. What seemed to happen since the update has shipped is now it's faster with switching from 5G to LTE. Like I've seen it switch back and forth like 4 or 5 times in like 10 seconds. And it's really fast. And it's definitely helped the situation a bit, but I don't think it's a permanent fix or the fix that we were really looking for. Honestly, it's just like a halfway fix for right now is what it feels like to me. Like I said, it definitely improved the situation a bit, but with this update, and that one fix, I'm starting to have other issues now, such as calls dropping all the time. Like it's very random. Calls will just drop for no apparent reason at all. And every time this happens, I will get like a notification on the call that says like server unavailable or something like that. And I'll have to restart the phone for it to work. Like I can't just call back. It'll continuously do that same thing like 4 seconds into the call every single time I try to make a call out. That's just one of the new bugs that I've experienced. Let me know if you guys have experienced that down below in the comments. And it was just something that was really noticeable after the update went through. Okay, moving on to issue number 2 that I was having. I do like door dashing and stuff, so I would frequently use like picture-in-picture mode when I'm looking at other stuff on my phone when I am GPSing somewhere. Now the issue I was having is, see, when I press this, you get the options to go to settings, expand it, or you can close it out. So what was happening is this overlay with these settings would be like in like a centimeter lower. So like the X would be down here, the little expanding button would be down here, and the settings would be like across from the X button down below. And it would show that way, but if you pressed it, it did nothing. They were physically in the same spot. So I would basically have to touch up here where the X should be, and it would close it. But where the X was, it wouldn't work. And the same thing with all of the other buttons. The update seemed to fix that issue. But like the issue I was having with the 5G and everything like that, the update seemed to have brought another issue. Now, I can't really get it to happen, but it happens a lot when I'm driving. So what'll happen is um I will go into picture in picture mode. I will like, open it up. It would be full screen. I would just swipe home to get into the picture in picture mode. And what would happen is none of my icons would appear. They would just be, it would just be, and my home screen would be blurry. And I would just have to like swipe up to go home again, which is really irritating, especially like if I'm driving. But I would have to swipe up to go home again to get my applications to appear. So moving on to the next thing is the inconsistent fingerprint sensor. Now it's probably not going to happen really while I'm on camera. But there's a lot of times when I'm out in public and I'm just trying to open my phone, and honestly, I put both thumbs on there just because it was still irritating sometimes. But I would like put my finger on there and it wouldn't be so much as me moving it fast. Like, see, it's very slow this way, which doesn't really bug me because it's like a second longer and you can unlock it. But the main issue I was having is when I put the finger on there for a long time and it would just say unrecognized fingerprint, try again. Unrecognized fingerprint, try again. And that's why I put my other finger on there, because it seems that if that happens and I just use the other finger, I don't really have any issues. But as far as I've seen with this update, there's been no fix at all to this. Like just none. No fix at all. No type of update. I'm not even sure what they could do as far as software goes to make this better, but it definitely does not seem that it has improved at all since the update. And the last issue I wanted to talk about is the random overheating. Now, again, I talked about this in my other video. I'll have it linked if you want to check it out. But this phone will just randomly overheat. But while you're doing like seemingly simple task, it will just like randomly overheat, and it still does that. And it definitely affects your charging performance and stuff like that. Like it still doesn't charge quite as good, even when you have even when you're using the required, cable and 30-watt power adapter, it still doesn't seem to charge this full capacity when it's hot like that. It is something that's irritating. um I feel like this should have been more of a focus. Like, let me see if I can pull up the patch notes. Okay, so um these are pretty much the patch notes, and pretty much what it's saying is what's included in the January 2022 update, including bug fixes and all of this. This rolled out on January 14th, about when I got the update, I believe. So framework, fix an issue for causing screen to unlock after a missed call when no screen lock is set. I was having this issue. I'm not having this issue anymore. The network and telephony. I hope I said that right. I don't know. Telephony. No, that sounds absolutely terrible. Anyway, improvements for data connectivity on certain networks and conditions. By the way, I'm using Verizon, so I have the ultra wideband. Um, Fix for issues preventing emergency calls in certain conditions. I haven't had an emergency. I haven't had an issue with that. Fix for issue preventing use of call screen feature on certain networks. So I haven't had an issue with most of these things. Just the data connectivity has been my main issue, and it doesn't seem that, like I said, it doesn't seem like a complete fix. It seems like a halfway fix. Maybe that's just something they put out for right now. Power updates, fix for issue causing higher background battery usage in certain conditions. My battery life's actually been pretty good, even despite the heating issue. Um, Even like with how intensive I use how intensive it is, the way I use the phone, it still seems to hold up pretty well. So I'm not really complaining too much about that. But even just looking at this patch list, it doesn't seem like they really hit the points that they needed to hit. And just using the phone um before the update and now after the update, it doesn't seem like the main things that were causing all the issues with this phone, or these phones, the Pro and the regular 6, have been fixed. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. If you guys have any questions down below, let me know. I want to thank you guys so much again for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.